Today marks exactly 12 weeks before the conclusion of 2024. A warm welcome to Tuesday's edition of Primetime News as we bring context to developments shaping the local, continental and global narratives. I'm Michael Madimba. We're currently tracking President Ntombi Ndlovu's visit to Hamburg, Germany and his visit headlines tonight's bulletin. President Ndlovu has urged Germany to address the issue of genocide and the interests of the affected Herero and Nama communities. A media statement issued by the presidency this afternoon stated that President Ndlovu and German Chancellor Olaf Scholz held bilateral talks on the margins of the Hamburg Sustainability Conference, during which he made the remarks.
President Ndlovu stressed the need for Germany to do whatever is necessary to ensure that a final round of talks and negotiations on the joint declaration reflected outstanding concerns. The statement further read that the bilateral talks between Namibia and Germany focused on a number of issues in relation to the two countries, including the joint declaration on genocide, apology and reparations, and Namibia's ambition to develop green industries and green hydrogen. The head of state also used the opportunity to call on the international community to support and augment government efforts to deal with the prevailing drought. President Ndlovu also emphasized the need for Germany to take all necessary steps to ensure that the final round of talks and negotiations on the joint declaration addressed outstanding concerns.
Back home, where Vice President Ntombi Ndlovu assured the Ethiopia fire victims that more support is coming their way. Ndlovu visited the victims who are currently housed under temporary shelters, where she also, in a personal capacity, donated 190 food parcels to the affected families.
More support from individuals is coming, and also from our party. You have seen the comrades who have been dealing with you since this incident happened. It's the party members who have been collecting among themselves in order to assist you. And this is exactly what you will continue to do. But as a government of the SWAPO party, we will really do our best to address the challenge of these fires. In fact, the idea we must get rid of the sharks in our towns. But this we can only do if we cooperate as citizens of this country. So thank you for your understanding, and please wait patiently for your puzzles to come, and wait patiently for more shelter as well as for the pots that will be delivered to you.
Switching attention to happenings in East Africa, where Kenya's Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua on Monday denied corruption allegations against him on the eve of an impeachment vote that is highlighted an acrimonious rift in the governing party. More from this insert courtesy of AFP.
There is nothing here that violates the Constitution. There is no gross misconduct. There is no crime that has been committed. I'm innocent on all these charges, and I have no intention whatsoever to resign from this job. I'll fight to the end. I have tremendous respect for our judiciary and the professional judges of the High Court, the Court of Appeal, and the Supreme Court, and in the professional manner they have handled serious issues affecting Kenya.
Staying on the continent, Ethiopian lawmakers on Monday chose Foreign Minister Haile Selassie as the country's new president, a largely ceremonial role, leaving Africa with only one female head of state. Haile Selassie replaced 74-year-old Sahle-Work Zewde, a respected former diplomat who had served as president since 2018.
Haile Selassie replaced Sahle-Work Zewde, 74, a respected former diplomat who had served as president since 2018. That leaves Tanzania as the only African country with a woman as president, Samia Suluhu Hassan. Sahalework took on the presidency shortly after Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed's rise to power in 2018. Her appointment helped burnish Abiy's credentials with Western governments, along with his economic reforms, the appointment of a gender-equal cabinet, and a peace deal with Eritrea that saw him awarded the Nobel Peace Prize. But a brutal war against rebels in the Tigray region between 2020 and 2022 and ongoing conflicts against other ethnic groups have badly damaged his international standing, leading to sanctions being imposed by the United States. Taye 68 becomes the fifth president since Ethiopia adopted its current constitution in 1995. He can hold the office for a maximum of 2 6-year terms.
Stay tuned for your top roundup with the business segment afterwards. Welcome to the Primetime Biz segment, the slot encapsulating business and economics. We commence the slot in the banking arena. Primetime Biz hit the streets of the capital earlier today to gauge Namibians' feelings about the new Nigerian bank, Access Bank, that is set to hit our shores and commence operations in the country. Let's now take a look at what a cross-section of Namibians had to say pertaining to this development.
So if this bank is taking the money out of the country, then obviously I will be against it. And if they are bringing in their own people also, then I will be against it. But if it does not matter which institute is coming, but as long as they are generating jobs, then I think it will be okay.
We share our benefits that we mutually have to share with, like amongst the Africans. Yeah, so, but on the other hand, we might experience the same thing that we had with SME Bank. It came and disappeared. So all the people that were banking with the SME, so they lost their properties and a lot of wealth. Maybe they generated for a certain time.
I believe adding another bank would probably also benefit our people. It's like I said, I don't have a problem to give it a try.
Those who are studying courses like finance and so on would really find jobs, because there are not really that much jobs for these courses. If you study finance, you might end up in an accounting job, but finance and accounting are two different. So it would really bring great opportunities, and it's also good to see an African bank in an African country.
On to the global financial scene. France's new finance minister Antoine Armand says he will strive to convince EU counterparts that Paris is serious about reining in its deficit and complying with the bloc's budget rules. The new prime minister will present the national budget on Thursday, which Paris hopes will tackle France's colossal debt through spending cuts and new taxes. On Monday, Armand was in Luxembourg to reassure his Eurozone counterparts of France's policy priorities, including bringing the deficit under control. Let's now have a listen.
I will present this week France's budget bill for 2025. Our aim is to reduce the French deficit to 5% by 2025 and below the 3% threshold by 2029. This is a serious, credible and ambitious trajectory for our country in order to fully respect the European budgetary.
That's all we had for the top segment. I will be back with Sport Planet on the other side. Stay tuned. Welcome to Sport Planet, the segment dedicated to all things sport in action. Former Barcelona midfielder Andres Iniesta, who won 2 European Championships and the 2010 World Cup with an all-conquering Spain team, announced his retirement from football earlier today at the age of 40. Iniesta scored the most important goal in the history of Spanish football, winning his country the World Cup for the first time in 2010. Iniesta came up through Barcelona's famed La Masia Academy and made his first team debut in 2002, aged just 18, becoming a mainstay in the midfield before his departure 16 years later. He won 9 La Liga titles and the Champions League 4 times with Barcelona, but his greatest moment came at the 2010 World Cup final when he scored the winning goal against the Netherlands in extra time. After leaving Barcelona in 2018, Iniesta spent 5 years with Japanese club Vissel Kobe before playing one final season with Emirates of the UAE. The midfield maestro's sublime footwork on the pitch would definitely be missed by all lovers of the beautiful game. Now, Manchester City have accused the Premier League of a misleading response following a legal case concerning rules governing commercial deals. City wrote to the other 19 Premier League clubs and the league late on Monday to challenge the league's interpretation of the outcome, saying their position was that all the associated party transactions, also known as APT rules, were now void. The Premier League champions launched a legal challenge to the regulations earlier this year on the grounds that they breached competition law. The APT rules are designed to ensure commercial deals with entities linked to a club's owners reflect fair market value and are not artificially inflated. The Premier League champions and the Premier League both claimed victory on Monday after the publication of a decision of an arbitration panel. The English top flight said in its summary that City were unsuccessful in the majority of the challenge and that the tribunal, considering the case, had determined the APT rules were necessary and pursued a legitimate objective. But City, in their own statement, said the tribunal had declared the APT rules unlawful and that the league had abused a dominant position under competition law. We will keep tracking this story for you and bring you the latest developments. Stay tuned for your sports roundup. this is where we dock for the night. Many thanks for making time to join us. Catch me for the midweek edition on the morrow as I deliver updates shaping the local, continental and global scenes. Before I make an exit, a parting reminder for you to follow the on-screen prompts and subscribe to our channel. Also share your thoughts and inputs in the comment section. Till tomorrow, from myself, Michael Medimba, and the entire team that ensures this offering comes to life. That's bye for now. Good night.